Yo, what's going on? Mike from Mike Talk Sports. So, in honor of Lauri Markkanen making his All-Star debut and looking pretty good in that All-Star game, I thought I'd touch base on not only why Lauri Markkanen ended up failing with the Chicago Bulls, but why I think the Chicago Bulls failed him and why the Utah Jazz are not failing Lauri Markkanen and why I believe he will continue to have great success with the Utah Jazz. So Lauri Markkanen was the 7th pick overall by the Minnesota Timberwolves. They traded him right away to the Chicago Bulls. And you know what? In year one and in year two for the Chicago Bulls, he looked extremely promising. Not only did he increase his points per game from year one to year two, but his shooting splits, not his overall field goal percentage, but his three-point percentage looked good. It was improving, and he looked like a greatly improved player. Flash forward to year three and year four with the Chicago Bulls. He kind of fell out of favor there. He got traded to Cleveland, then Cleveland ended up trading him to the Utah Jazz, where he's found his home. Why did he fail with the Chicago Bulls? Well, the first thing the Bulls identified as Lauri Markkanen's main strength is three-point shooting, which, you know what, they weren't really wrong to assume that and think that. Lauri Markkanen in Finland was a great three-point shooter, was a great spot-up three-point shooter, but this is where the Chicago Bulls went drastically wrong with Lauri Markkanen. My first point of the video is the other stars, Zach LaVine, Lonzo Ball, Vucevic. The other stars on the Bulls made it so the Bulls didn't want Lauri Markkanen to have the ball in their hand. The Bulls thought, you know what? We have Zach LaVine, we have Lonzo Ball, we got Vucevic. Why do we want Lauri Markkanen trying to create on the perimeter for us? Why do we want Lauri Markkanen on dribble drive penetrations when we have Zach LaVine? This is a really bad recipe for success if you are any NBA team. This is what breeds isolation-heavy basketball. This is not team basketball. This is not moving the ball around the perimeter and playing basketball like Lauri Markkanen was used to in Finland. So he went to a system where it was so pass-heavy, so switch-heavy, just so heavy with the ball movement and flow and running around the court on off-ball movement, making really good cuts to the rim, making good cuts around the perimeter too. Now with the Bulls, he was just standing in the corner. He was just a spot-up shooter. So not only is he not even an on-ball player anymore for the Bulls, but he's not even that good of an off-ball player because he's not allowed to use his size, his frame, and his agility and quickness at 7 feet to his advantage. He's a guy who can play small forward at 7 feet tall. That is such a rare ability. He's somebody who can play power forward at 7 feet tall. That's not even that common of an ability as well. So for a guy to be that big and that agile and to just use him up as a spot-up shooter, you'd think he's some slow plodding guy who can't really run around the court too well. He doesn't have good mobility. That's not the case at all with Lauri Markkanen, and that's how the Bulls were using him. What ended up happening in result of this is you saw defenders in the NBA when he was on the Bulls said, you know what, Lauri Markkanen is literally just a spot-up shooter. All we have to do is kind of keep an eye on him when he doesn't have the ball, and then the second we believe he's going to get the ball swung to him, close out really quick, which is why you saw his shooting splits go down in year three and year four with the Bulls, because he wasn't diversifying his offensive game. When the other team, when an NBA team who's very intelligent knows that this guy's only going to do one of two things, shoot the ball on the perimeter in terms of the corner or shoot the ball on the wing, and that's about it. It makes Lauri Markkanen's spacing all jacked up. It makes him significantly more tougher to make a three-point shot because the closeout speed is going to be significantly faster. He has no room to breathe. He has no threat of anything else. You flash forward to when he got traded to the Jazz head coach outright said in the media this offseason, hey, I dialed up his tape in Finland. This kid has a very high basketball IQ. I mean, this guy in dribble drive handoffs, cuts to the wing, to the baseline, creating his own shot off the dribble from the top of the key. I mean, this kid has some real skill. This kid has that Euro man, big man skill that you see from guys like Nikola Jokic. He's not exactly Nikola Jokic in terms of passer, but he's that modern day Euro player with a very high basketball IQ who plays the game right. Why are we pinholing him? Why are we pigeonholing him into this role where he's just a spot up shooter? That makes no sense. So when the Jazz acquired him from Cleveland, they said, we're going to play Spurs basketball. We're going to throw the ball around perimeter. Lauri Markkanen is going to score, but he's not going to score in isolation. He's not going to score that much from spot-up shooting. He's going to run around the perimeter. He's going to move off ball. He's going to create his own shot from his off-ball movement, which is a very important concept that the Bulls were missing, and he's going to flourish in our system, which is exactly what's happened. So let me touch base upon Cleveland for a second. He was in Cleveland for 1 year, and Lauri Markkanen actually spoke about Cleveland and really liked what they were building in Cleveland. He was really a fan of the front office, the coaching, and the teammates he had in Cleveland. You had guys like Allen, who are really good defensive pairs with Lauri Markkanen. And again, I bring up Cleveland because it was vital to his defensive development in the game. Cleveland is when you first started seeing Lauri Markkanen go from honestly a bad defender and a minus defender with the Bulls to, okay, he could be league average. He could be fine. You could play him 35, 36, 37 minutes a night and not have your defense significantly struggle and really take a hit on the defensive end. So I credit Cleveland for really developing Lauri Markkanen and the defensive aspect of the game because his offensive aspect had always been there. It just needed to be tapped into. So this season, guys, he's averaging 24.9 points per game on 51% from the field. Great efficiency. 41.2% from three on 7.4 attempts per game. Not only is that phenomenal efficiency, but that is a big sample size. We can trust that Lauri Markkanen not only is an above league average three-point shooter, he's one of the best three-point shooters in the National Basketball Association. He's also bringing down 8.6 rebounds. He's good on the boards. He's not some box-out monster, but man, he's tall and uses that length to his advantage. He's not going to get bullied down low. Lauri Markkanen is going to be a huge piece for the Jazz going forward. It seems as though the Bulls got him with the 7th pick. They acquired him from the Timberwolves, as I mentioned, and said, oh yeah, Lauri Markkanen was like the a second round pick. He's a good off-ball player. He's a good role player. Like, no, Bulls. He was the 7th pick in the draft. He has all-star potential. Why are you using him like Daniel Tice? It makes no sense. So I'm so happy for Lauri Markkanen, not only for making his first all-star game, but really for being utilized correctly, being utilized like he was in Finland. Lauri Markkanen is going to be a huge piece for the Utah Jazz going forward.